So now we are recording the session, and I can formally welcome you all here to the induction session for the diploma in credit management. And this diploma now has been running for over 20 years. And I suppose in Ireland, it is the qualification for credit people right across the country. So and it has become recognised over the years, and it is also recognised by all the major associations and institutes and all that kind of stuff. And I think more importantly, it's recognised by industry as well. So once they see you have your diploma in credit management, that puts you up a notch with everybody else. So that is that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. Let me see, induction. And what I will also do, guys, is when the session is over, I will send you a copy of the slides that I'm presenting here and any other information that you need. So in terms of taking notes, there is no need, because you will get everything from us after the session. And I'll also send you a link to the recording as well, just in case there's something you want to go back on or have a look at, or whatever the case may be. So this is us this morning. In terms of a layout for today, and this is flexible now, to be honest with you. We'll just see how it all goes. Just because I'm down for 20 minutes, if I've said all I need to say in 15, I'm not going to keep you here for the sake of it. And we're saying it'll go from 10 to 12:30. If we're finished early, we're finished. If you have 1,000 questions and you want to stay back, I'm not rushing away. So it's just when everybody's happy at the end of the day, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to give you the overview of the course and what to expect. Paul Daly has joined us here, and Paul is your tutor for credit management. So he is going to talk to you about credit management and what the course entails, and just give you an overview of the topics that you'll cover and what you're going to learn and how that works. Then at 11:15, and we might take a break in the middle, just even to grab a quick cup of coffee. Then Angelina is joining us, and we go through the credit risk management subject and show you what's involved in that. Then we have a few minutes for questions and answers, and by all means ask questions in the meantime. So if anything's not clear to you, or you need reassurance in anything, please stop, ask, and that's how we learn. And if you don't want to, talk out in front of everybody else, there's a chat box somewhere on the screen as well, so you can go into the chat box and ask your questions. Now, being a man, I can only do one thing at a time, so I can't present, admit people, and read comments at the same time, because that's just far too multitasking for me. So during the breaks or whatever, I'll have a look at the comments, just in case you think I'm ignoring you. So that's the morning, and we'll definitely be finished up by 12:30, and you'll be full of knowledge and raring to go, let's hope. So that is that. That's the pictures. That's Angelina. That's what she looks like. And there's Paul. You can see him in person. And yeah, in fairness, Paul, the picture looks fairly like you, which is unusual. So
a few years old at this stage, yeah, I'm afraid.
I know, but sure, we never age.
No.
In my brain, I'm still
forever 21,
18 and 22. And that's me. Yeah, I suppose I look like me too. And Katrina, you would have spoken to, and spoke. So Katrina, we're behind the scenes. So in terms of the course itself is 4 subjects. So we're doing 2 this term, and then we'll start a new term then in February, and then we'll do the other 2 subjects, which is collections. And you have a choice of either international credit management or introduction to Irish law. So depending on, I suppose, where you are and where you think you're going to go, if your future is 100% in Ireland, then knowing Irish law is useful. If you're working for a multinational or hope to work for a multinational and collect money outside of Ireland, then the international one might be of interest to you. You don't have to make that decision until the term starts next February. So that is the course. How the course works is very simple. So what we will do, so your tutors every Monday, and I know, Paul, you sometimes do it over the weekend. So by Monday, you will have a set of notes, and we also send you a short test. Now, the short test is 10 questions that's based on the material that you've been given. Is that all right? So it's just 10 questions, which is called a short test based on the material you're given. So what you do is you get your notes, you read the notes, and then you answer the 10 questions, and you submit those 10 questions to your tutor the following Monday. So there's nobody tying you to time that you have to do between 7 and 10 on a Tuesday. No, you will get your notes and short tests, before Monday, and then whenever you get to it. Now, what I would advise you is, just even from a discipline perspective, maybe just block off a couple of hours on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, or maybe even a Monday evening when there's nothing on the telly. And I think if you get into the habit of, just going through, and it will take a couple of hours. And people say, how long does it take? I don't know, because I don't know how long it takes you to read a page. So on that basis, I can't tell you how long it will take. I think probably 2 or 3 hours. Will that be fair, Paul? I think it'd be there or thereabouts. Now, there are the studious students who spend a lot more time than that, and then there's the other ones who, just can rush through it. The one bit of advice I will give you is to stick with it every week. If you leave it and think, oh, look, I'll get to that, oh, but we have Christmas parties and stuff going on this week, and I'll do both weeks next week, it'll all catch up with you in the end, because you're getting the material fairly quickly. So what will happen is, by next Monday, you will have your first set of credit management notes. You have the week to get your short test back. Then the following Monday, you get your risk notes, and then you work through that, get your short test back. And so it will be fairly intensive, and there are 4 sets of notes for each subject, so they will be coming at you. And if you do them every week, fine. Now, look, life catches up, and there will be times where you think, look, I can't do it. Just let your tutor know. Think, look, I have the short test. It'll be next Tuesday before I get it back to you. We're fine with that. Or you might even do it early so you can go away and relax and enjoy. So that's a matter for yourselves. So do something every week is my advice to you. And then when you send your short test back, the tutors then will. Now, what we tend to do with the short tests is that we'll just tell you, yes, you got 8 out of 10, and go back and look at question 4 and question 7 again. All right. Because we want you to learn, and rather than beat yourself up for getting 2 wrong, congratulate yourselves for getting 8 right, and the other 2 there points. So, no, somebody's saying something there.
All right.
No, that's grand. So that is that. And obviously we will, if you're stuck, we'll give you the answers and explain the logic and all that kind of stuff. So in addition to your 4 short tests, in each subject, you're going to get 2 assignments. So assignments, I suppose the short tests check if you've read the material, and the assignments will check if you've understood it. So the assignments will be putting the learning into practice. And you'll get the assignments. Now, I have done up a model here, and as I said, I'll email this to you afterwards. So this sets out the dates. So on Monday, you're going to get your first set of credit management notes. Then the next week, you get your risk assessment. Then you get your second set of notes for credit management and your assignment. Then, so that's how it's going to alternate. And we're going to give you the week off, because we're nice like that for Christmas. So there'll be no notes on the 25th of December, and there's nothing due back that week. So even though I said you have 2 weeks to get your assignment back, 2 weeks from the 11th of December is the 25th. We're going to give you till the 2nd. We're going to give you an extra week to get that back, just so you can enjoy the Christmas and or the holiday season, or whatever you want to call it. So that's that. And then what we'll do then is we'll go through the 4 set of notes, the 4 short tests, the 2 assignments, and by the end of January, you will be getting exam papers. So I'll just go through that as well, because there's 3 ways of, and then what I've done is they're the due dates for you to return your credit management short tests and assignments. That's when you do your risk short test assignments. So everything is here. Just jot the dates in your diary as soon as you get them, and then work away on that. The assignments will be corrected and returned. So the three ways of marking. Sorry, let me go through. The 3 ways of marking. Number 1, you get marks for your short tests. So in terms of you get 100% for each subject. 10% of the marks is for the short test. So you'll get 2.5% for each test that you submit. That'll give you a total of 10%. The assignments will give you 20% of the overall mark. And then we have a final exam. And the exam it's a 2-hour exam. We do it remotely. I suppose that's one of the hangovers from COVID. We had to move remotely. And you know what? It's worked so well, there's no reason ever to go back. So what we do is, in the likes of credit management, the paper is in 2 parts. Number 1, you get a multiple choice part. You have 1 hour to answer 50 questions. Now, look, we know you have the notes in front of you. We also know you will stress yourselves to death if you're sitting there trying to find the answers in your notes, because you've only 1 minute to do each question. So, theoretically, you think, yeah, it is open book. Realistically, you still have to know your stuff. So that is that. And in terms of dates in your diary, which I have here, there's the contact details here as well. So there's Paul's contact details in terms of email, and there's Angelina's as well. So if you have any questions, any queries, anything, your first point of call with each subject is the tutor. And guys, if you have any other questions, so say, for example, you get a notification of the appointment of a liquidator, and you haven't actually got to that in the course yet, please drop me an email and say, Dec, what do I do with this? So anything that's work related that you have a question about, please, we're here to help. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm one of these sad lifelong credit guys. I've been working in credit, and I've been on the coalface as a group credit manager, and I've been involved in this education and training now for the last 20 years. So I kind of picked up a few things along the way, and I am quite happy to help you. So anything that's credit related, work related, or whatever, please know that resource is there, and we are happy to help. And chances are, if you're trying to do some new report or produce a calculator to calculate DSOs or interest payments due or something, chances are I probably have it sitting on my laptop. So rather than wasting time, just say, Dec, have you got that? And then back to my sadness, if I have it, I will give it to you. And if I haven't, I'll probably do it, because that's just what I do. I just can't resist the challenge. So if there is something you want, by all means, give me a shout. So that is that. Plagiarism, so it's not, and particularly the assignments and stuff, it's not a cut and paste job, and you don't go, I know we have AI, and I think, Paul, we've got some AI answers in the past, haven't we? We can just tell them a mile off.
Yeah.
So that's that. And just remember that when it comes to the tests and the assignments and the exams, what we are testing is your knowledge of the material that you have been given. Are you with me? So going off to ChatGPT to get the answer, while it might be a very interesting answer, will not get you an awful lot of marks, because we have a checklist of what we're looking for. So just to do that. The workbooks, I'll talk to you about workbooks when we get to risk. So there's no workbook for credit management because that's what you're doing, and hopefully you know what that's all about. Risk, there is a separate workbook, and I go through that with you in great detail later on. You need 40% to pass the exam. And so on that basis, you know, if you consider you can have 10 for your short test, 20 for your assignments. So now you have to get, you know, 28 out of 70 in order to pass the exam. And I think anybody who has stuck with it and done the work, have got over the line. The people who think they know everything and can just turn up for the exam, they're the people who've had trouble in the past. So just to make you aware of that. There's our phone numbers as well. So that's Angelina, Paul, myself, and Katrina. So again, anything that you want. Now, Paul, Angelina have day jobs. So, you know, the tutoring is something that they do for us on a part-time basis. So just be aware of that if you're ringing them during the day, they do have a day job. So it's best to send them a message or an email or whatever and say, and if you do need to have a chat, probably just schedule a chat to say, Paul, look, I'm stuck on something here. You know, would you be available for a chat at 7 o'clock tonight? And, you know, provided all the kids are behaving themselves and all is quiet on the Western Front, you know, obviously we will facilitate you. For myself and Katrina, this is our day job, so feel free to talk to us anytime. This is what we do. So that is that. So that's WhatsApp. Yeah, any by phone in time, schedule a call. This is the mark. So I have gone through this with you. 2 assignments, short tests, written exam. And when you get your results letter, it will either say that you passed the subject. That means you got over 40%. A merit means between 61 and 79. And a distinction is over 80. So that's just the how we mark it. So that's it. And if you stick with your short tests and assignments, you will get through it and do the work. There's no doubt about it. I've also given you future dates. So what we're going to do is we have scheduled, so you have all your notes by the 29th of January. On the 3rd of February, then we'll have a revision session. And remember I said on the 29th of January, you're going to get your mock exams. So that will just show you what the exam looks like. So there's no surprises on the day. So now obviously the questions are different. The format will be the same. The marks will be the same, all that kind of stuff. So it'll just give you an opportunity to practice with the exam. And what we'll do is you get that on the 29th of January. You sit down, block off a couple of hours to do it by yourself. And then on the 3rd of February, we'll go through the model answers in terms of what you should have included and all the different elements that we're looking for. So hopefully then you are ready to do the exam the following Saturday, the 10th. So on the 10th, there's no Zoom or anything else like that on the 10th. On the 10th of February at 10 to 10, I will email you the risk exam. Yeah. And what I do ask, because it's going out into a void, I ask people just to acknowledge, say, yeah, got that, thanks, or whatever the case may be, or just the thumbs up or whatever, just to prove that you got it. And then by 12 o'clock, then you have to email it back to me. And that's it. And then from 1 to 3, we do the credit management exam. And then you're finished with these terms. And then on the 17th of February, we come back to do collections and international law. And, you know, and that works exactly the same way. Now, we have a bit more time for this. So this will be from February to May. And we'll have revision on the 18th of May and the exams on the 25th. And then you're all wrapped up by the 25th of May. And we will...
Can I ask a quick question?
Please do.
Just about the exams. So I done my QFAs last year, but it was like we were recorded. Is that the way these exams are? It's just emailed back.
Just email back.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Email back. No. And we're not going to do any recording or Zooms or anything.
Right, okay.
And if we've done our job well enough in terms of setting the papers correctly, you know, that, and it'll be fair and it'll be doable. And we've been doing it now, Paul, for what, 3-4 years this way, and it has worked.
Yeah.
So that is that. So again, they're just dates for the diary, where you can. So that's all the dates that you need. In terms of accreditation, if you're in the international sphere, AICDP is the Association of International Credit Directors and Professionals. They recognize the diploma as well. And you can become a member of AICDP. So when I'm sending out the notes and the links and all that sort of stuff today, I will send you a link to join AICDP. Is that okay? And the good news is it's free. So I'm not going to be looking for any more money off you. That is that. So it is free to join. So I'll give you a link and join. And they have webinars, they have seminars, they've people all over the world. And it just gives you a different perspective on the world of credit. So AICDP is there. I'll send you the link to join them. And that's all the countries that they're involved in. And it's good. Credit, it's so important to have a network in credit. Like I found when I was a credit manager, knowing somebody, like something comes up in Malta, a lad in Malta that you can pick up the phone and ring, and it just makes life so much easier. So if that's the case, and do I know a guy in Malta? Yeah, I do. And unfortunately, they know me too, so that's another problem. On the national front, then there is the Credit Management Institute of Ireland. So this is the Credit Management Institute. They've been around for a number of years as well, and they also accredit the course as well. So again, you can become a member of CMII. Again, that's free as well. And when you come to the completion, you will get a diploma. So whichever organization you're a member of, or you can get 2 diplomas at the end, one from AICDP and one from CMII. So that's a choice that you will make. So you can take one, the other, or both. So that is that. So that is any questions. Let me see, did I get my timings right? 23. Anyway, I didn't do too bad. So any questions? What I will do is I will stop sharing and I will stop recording.